doesn't it? So, how do you like the opening? Hopefully that'll grab your attention. I'll probably use that to start all my videos. Uh, Hopefully I'll get a new format to work that where I won't have the thing shaking all the time. Uh, but at any rate, this will be the start of the official start of Raving Reviews. This will be officially episode number 1. So what is my topic for today? Well, to start it off, I gotta ask you a question. Dear viewer, what would you do if you woke up one morning to discover you'd swap genders? If you're a boy, you've become a girl, and if you're a girl, you've become a boy. What would you do? Well, that's kind of the premise for today's show called Kampfer. What's Kampfer? Well, Kampfer is a German word that means fighter, and it's the title of a Japanese anime that stars a boy named Natsuru Seno, who one morning wakes up to discover he's become a hot chick version of himself, complete with curvy figure and giant boobs. Natsuru is at first shocked, trying to figure out what in the world's going on, and then the magic tiger doll in the corner of his room wakes up and tells him what's going on. The tiger doll tells him that out in deep space there are two warring factions represented by the colors red and blue. They've been fighting for who knows how long, with no end in sight because they're so evenly matched. So finally, a third power, represented by the color white and called the Moderators in the show, step in and say, okay, we have an idea. Let's stage a proxy war. We'll select warriors for each of your sides and give them abilities to fight with, and then they'll duke it out, and whoever's left standing at the end will be the victor for the main war. Alright, so they agree, and for some reason the Moderators choose Earth and choose humans as the battleground and the place of battle and the people that battle. And for some reason they make the stipulation that only women can be Kampfer. Yeah, only women can be Kampfer. Don't know why they make that stipulation, but they do. So how does that affect Natsuru and his gender bending? Well, since only women can be Kampfer, when Natsuru uses his abilities, he transforms. That to follow the rule. And all Kampfer undergo a transformation. Obviously, Natsuru's is one of the more drastic. Natsuru in Kampfer form can use Zauber type abilities. Zauber means magic in the Kampfer language, and his magic abilities are that he can shoot fireballs out of his hands, or should I say her hands, since it's in Kampfer form. At any rate, that's his abilities. Then we have Akane, the second blue Kampfer they show in the show. Akane is your typical bookish, nerdy kind of girl, who's hopelessly in love with Natsuru and tries her best to get him to fall for her, even though he's hopelessly in love with another girl I'll get to in a minute. Akane is nervous and shy and is more likely to stutter over her own words a million times than actually get to say what she means to say. Kampfer Akane? Not so much. Kampfer Akane's transformation is not that drastic physically. All that happens is her eyes and hair turn red, her glasses disappear, and if she's wearing long sleeves, her sleeves shorten into short sleeves. Physical transformation, not that drastic. It's her personality that undergoes a drastic transformation. And that Kampfer Akane is foul-mouthed and trigger-happy. Why did I say trigger-happy? Well, Akane is a Gwer type Kampfer. And Gwer, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but we're going to go with Gwer, means gun. That's why Akane in Kampfer form is equipped with a pistol. Also, Gwer type Kampfers apparently never run out of bullets. I mean, Akane seriously fires this gun. In some scenes, she fires this thing way more times than should be possible for that kind of gun. But at any rate, that's the extent of Akane's abilities. Then we move on to Shizuku. Shizuku fills the dominant girl quota. She has a very dominant personality and will pretty much do what she wants when she wants. And there's no one really willing to stop her because she's the student body president for the school that everybody goes to. Shizuku is a Schwert type Kampfer. Schwert means sword, or just generally some kind of bladed melee weapon. In Kampfer form, Shizuku wields a weapon that I believe in Japan is called a kusarigama. It's two handheld blades attached by a chain. And she's pretty proficient with this thing. And she can chuck it a pretty good long range. She can throw one end of this thing a pretty good range. But her physical transformation is the simplest of all. She has no personality swap. And all that happens with her physical transformation is, well, in normal form, she has this long black hair that cuts off to, well, I'd say just about over her butt. And it kind of forms a shell around her head. In Kampfer form, the inside part of that shell turns a silvery white color. So she's kind of got this salt and pepper two-tone thing going on. Shizuku also has a grudge against the moderators because a good friend of hers, who was also a Kampfer, got killed in the Kampfer fights. Yeah, people can actually die in this. They're fighting to the death for real to decide the last person standing. That's who wins in the war. Shizuku's also a red type Kampfer. So that kind of messes up the moderators when she proposes a truce between her as a red and Akane and Natsuru as blues. I'll get into the ramifications of that in another minute. Finally, we have Mikoto. Mikoto's a childhood friend of Natsuru's who went off to travel the world with her family a while back and was gone for a while and then finally came back just in time to become a second red Kampfer. She's once again a Schwert type and she uses a samurai sword. Her transformation is basically just a palette swap. Her kind of dark hair turns a light silvery color, and her normal school uniform, well, anything that's white on that turns black, and anything that's black turns white. So basically just a palette swap. Mikoto fills the tomboy quota, but she's a tomboy who's very in touch with her sexuality, in that the second time you ever see her in person, she somehow got into Natsuru's house, has put on nothing but an apron, and is trying to serve him her favorite food in the world, curry, for breakfast. Yeah, wrap your head around that one. I will tell you right now, this is a harem anime, in that Shizuku, Mikoto, and Akane all fall in love with Natsuru. That's the premise of a harem anime. An average guy has 3 or more hot chicks fall for him. In Natsuru's case, it's 4. I've already gone through 3. Shizuku, Mikoto, and Akane. There's a lot of infighting between these girls and a lot of competition. That causes some tension, but also a lot of moments for humor. The 2 big jokes are constantly the infighting between the girls and Natsuru trying to adjust to this whole dual life of 1 minute you're a boy and the next minute you're a girl. The final girl is Kaede. Kaede Sakura. She's the token lesbian. Yep, she's in the girl on girl. And she's infatuated with female Natsuru. And, well, she kind of has a split personality. In that normal Kaede is very kind and sweet. And then there's the dark Kaede, who knows everything about the Kampfers, has some kind of hypnotic abilities, and leads a team of white Kampfer, who are specifically chosen by the moderators to deal with the upstart blue and red Kampfers. Guess who that is? I don't think normal Kaede knows what dark Kaede does, But, if they continue this on in the second season, I know they've done 2 episodes. If they continue it on, maybe we'll find out whether normal Kaede knows what Dark Kaede does or not. I do know that Dark Kaede is determined to make Natsuru decide to remain a girl forever. So there's a plot point there. So, yeah, Natsuru's got 4 hot chicks all after him. All of them very hot. All of them willing to do whatever it takes to gain his affection. And none of them afraid to appear underclothed in front of him. I mean, in the final battle of season 1, their clothes get all ripped up. And Natsuru's right there, and they don't seem to care. So, there you go. So, final analysis of this show. Oh, I suppose I should tell you what comes with the DVD. It's another one of those things that has 12 episodes on 2 discs, so 6 per disc. The first disc comes with all the special features, which talk about the weird little talking stuffed animals everybody has. And it also has trailers for different things. And clean opening and closing videos. So you can play the opening song without all the credits, or you can play the closing song without all the credits. Excuse me. So, final analysis. What do I think of this? Do I recommend it? Normally, I would say yes, wholeheartedly, but this one's a kinda. Because you do have to get past the gender bending and the girl on girl with Kaede. You do have to get past a few things. If you can overcome any prejudices you have towards that and just enjoy the humor, I highly recommend it on that regard. And if you like hot chicks duking it out for any reason, I recommend it for that. But if you can't get past the gender bending, then you're probably gonna want to avoid it. So, normally I would say yes, but this one's a kinda. So, it's up to you to make the decision. And also, you can leave a comment and tell me, what would you do if you woke up as the opposite gender? Until I hear from you next time, this is the Son of Stark signing out. See you later.